If you're tired of missing deadlines, losing papers, overscheduling yourself, and feeling overwhelmed, in this video, I'm going to share with you 4 different ways to get and stay organized in college. And make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video because I'm going to be walking you through step by step on how to set up an organization system with a paper system inside of Trello and inside of Google Drive, so that no matter which system you decide to use, you'll be all set in knowing how to set it up from start to finish. Before we get started, make sure that you hit the bell and subscribe to our channel because we create new videos helping you to get better grades without the stress, overwhelm, and lack of social life every Sunday. So let's go ahead and dive right into creating your organization system. Every kick-ass organization system that I've ever created and teach my students to create includes these 3 elements. Number 1, a way to organize your time in college. Number 2, a way to keep track of all of your to-dos and assignments. And number 3, a place to store all of the handouts, past notes, syllabi, and anything else that you get throughout the semester. So let's go ahead and dive into each of these 3 different elements in detail so that you know why it's important to have all of them set up. So starting with your organization of time. The biggest thing that you have to learn how to manage while you're in college and make sure that you have organized is your time, because at most you're probably taking anywhere between 4 to 6 classes a semester. You probably also work part-time, maybe even full-time when you're in college. You're maybe possibly a girlfriend or a wife or a mom, and you have a lot of things that you need to juggle and keep track of. It's really easy to overbook your schedule, and it's really easy to overwhelm yourself when you don't know where all your time is going. So it's super important that you have something like a planner or a digital planning system, something where you can make time visible so that you can see exactly where all of your time is going, how much time is yours to control, and how much of your time is preset with things like going to classes, picking and dropping off your kids, or even scheduling doctor's appointments, things like that. When you can see the time that you actually have to work with, it becomes a lot easier for you to make decisions on a daily basis as to what you can actually get done in the day. And I feel that being able to see where your workable pockets of time are, like I call them, allows you to make better decisions in regards to prioritizing the work that you need to get done that day. The second element we talked about is a way to organize your to-dos. So our brains are really good at thinking and making sense of ideas, but it's not really great at storing things. It's super important that at the beginning of every week, you have a brain dump opportunity where you really just take a pen to paper, or you can do this inside of Trello or Google or any type of a typing document, and just kind of pour out everything that is in your mind, clear it out, put it out on paper. Once it's out on paper, you're able to make a better decision on what actually needs to get done, what things need to be broken down into actionable chunks, what things can be thrown out, and you're again better able to make decisions on what needs to happen in order for you to feel prepared for an exam, to finish writing that paper, to get done with that group project. When you can see all of the things and you've broken it down and you know where to look for it, you are better in control of the actions that are going to help lead to the academic results, the academic goals that you've set for yourself. Please don't rely on your brain to try to keep track of all these things, because it will fall through the cracks. You will become super overwhelmed. So make sure that you have a place where you have a running to-do list that you can easily prioritize at the beginning of your day. And I can share with you how I set that system up for myself as well as the college students that I work with. The third thing that you need to have in place is storage. So we get so many handouts as students, so many different articles. We're, picking up articles when we're doing research for different research papers or projects and things like that. And it's really important that you keep track of your notes and that you organize them into a system that makes it really easy for you to then refer back to them when you're doing your quiz and recall and studying and preparing for your exams, or when you're preparing to write a paper. So what I teach my students how to do is to organize their notes based off of the exam, so that way they know exactly where to go when it comes time to study for finals, or if they're having an open book exam, they know exactly where they can find certain sections of their notes. So it's super important that you have this system ongoing throughout the semester, but that if you need these notes at a later date, maybe you're a science major or you're in a major where every semester, every class that you take builds upon another, you have a known place that you can go back to and find notes that you need to refresh your memory. So I'm going to teach you how to set all of this up with either a paper system, if that's the way that you prefer to set it up, inside of Google Drive, as well as one of my favorite systems, which is Trello. So what we're gonna do now is I'm going to take my beautiful face off of the screen, and we're gonna flip it over to either show my hands working with some paper, or have you sort of looking at my computer screen as I'm setting all of this up so that you can do it yourself. To set up your paper organization system, you're going to need a planner. Pick whichever one you'd like, and then you can watch one of the videos on my YouTube channel to show you how to set up your to-do list and your planner to stay on top of all of your assignments. Then as far as the filing system goes, what you're going to need is a regular old paper clip like the one that you see here. If you want to make it fancy, get a really pretty one. Target has a bunch of them in the dollar spot, and you can also look at different craft stores to find them if you need to jazz up your organization. The next thing that you're going to need are just simple folders. My system is not complicated. I like to keep things practical, so just get a folder that you like and a larger paper clip, or one of the ones that you're going to see next, because what you're going to do is gather your notes together. Then you need to grab all of your notes, everything that you need, and some sticky notes that we're going to use for labeling. So once you have all of your notes for your class, you are going to organize your notes based off of exams. So I have gathered all of the notes by chapter, and I'm putting them under exam 2, and I'm going to paper clip all of those notes together so that I know that these all pertain to exam 2. These next ones all pertain to another exam, so this is just another way that you can do it. And then I like to take all of the exams, exam 2, exam 3, exam 1, and gather them together, paper clip them together, and then put them inside of a folder. That way, by the time final exams roll around, I know exactly where all my notes are, and it's really easy for me to pull them out and to study from them. Finally, the last thing that I do is at the end of the semester, I take a accordion file like this and put all my notes in it, and that way I can refer back to them if I need it. So inside of Trello, you can create a list for your fall semester classes. And so every card is going to be a different class. And inside of here, you can have in the description the class time, the class location, office hours, the professor's email, and even information on how the professor prefers to be contacted. Again, the purpose of this college organization system, this college hub, is to have a centrally located place where you can easily access all the information. The beauty about this is that it's online, so when you're out and about and you're not in your dorm room at your desk where you have your file folders, you can easily access this information on your phone with the Trello app. You can have a link to the syllabi or to the syllabus for that particular class, so if you easily want to reference it, that'll be located here. The other cool thing that you can do inside of Trello and that you can do with your college hub is to have a place where you store all of your past class notes, all of your past class information. And you can do this by combining your Trello account with either Evernote or Google Drive. So for example, this was information from notes that I took fall semester 2016, let's just pretend, and I've directly linked it to Evernote. So if I click here, I have access to my past notes for whatever class I took that fall semester. You can do the same thing with Google Drive by hooking it up inside of Trello. So if you have a Google Drive account, the way that you can set this up is you can create a folder system inside of Google Drive. So for example, you can create a folder that's labeled college. Within that folder, you can have spring 2015, fall 2016. Within these folders, you can have all of your class notes divided into further subfolders. And you can do the same thing inside of Evernote. So for example, I had a folder called nursing school, and then subfolders with each of the different classes. And then within these subfolders, I organize my notes based off of topic. So this, again, is just an easy place for you to store your past notes, especially if you type them up on the computer and you're someone who does their notes electronically. This is a great way for you to have easy access to any old papers that you write, any old projects, because sometimes you can reuse them for other classes. And if you know where they are, then you can easily go into that and find that information that you need and use it for a different class. I would love to know in the comments which one of these organization systems you're going to put in place. Are you going to go with the paper system? Are you going to go with Trello? Or are you going to go with Google Drive? Let me know in the comments, and I'd be happy to give you some feedback if you have questions. And if you want to take your organization system to the next level, I have this video over here that you can watch that shows you how to create a study schedule that will make you so productive this semester. So make sure that you check that out. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.